Our Glenn Farley joins us now. Glenn, we understand that problems at some of the nation's big airports may have caused today's deal.
Yeah, and that's, remember, everybody flies pretty much, and everything connects to everything else. The aviation system has been running at full speed for years with full planes and packed airports. So when TSA agents began not coming to work at some airports weeks ago, as others were camping in their cars at work because they didn't have gas for the commute, the issue only intensified. And it wasn't just the TSA. Consider other federal employees such as air traffic controllers.
This morning, a new milestone as the Federal Aviation Administration issues a brief ground stop at New York's busy LaGuardia Airport, halting flights because of a staffing shortage. LaGuardia, just part of the nation's, make that the world's global aviation network. Passengers impacted.
It looks like every single flight I rebook on just keeps delaying me.
In the tiny airport in Monroe, Louisiana, some flights canceled because of a shortage of TSA agents.
And the shutdown.
This week at SeaTac, we saw protest. And as the week wore on, flight attendants, pilots, and air traffic controllers sounding the alarm on safety.
And now we're getting to the point where the human element's taking over, and I'm getting people coming to the office to shed tears.
Controller Alex Navarro is union president at the Seattle En Route Center in Auburn. That center controls traffic between airports over northwestern states. He says worries about money are distractions they can't afford in a job that requires complete focus.
Not to mention our safety layers that have been removed because we can't allow these people to be at work. Quality control, quality assurance, safety meetings, those aren't happening right now.
For Alaska Airlines, now the country's fifth largest, one local impact has come at the expense of flights out of the new passenger terminal at Payne Field. Now put off till March because the FAA didn't have the personnel to complete the last steps to opening this new terminal. Brad Tilden, Alaska's chief executive, writing in yesterday's blog, quote, "We can expect the shutdown will become much more disruptive to the aviation system if it continues much longer." And that in the aviation industry, it takes a complex orchestra of airline, government, and other employees to keep our system operational and to ensure flyers get to where they're going in a timely and safe manner.
Tilden went on to write that the aviation business represents some 7% of the economy. I mean, think about it. There are 3,000 to 5,000 flights over the U.S. at any given moment, and a big piece of that economy is right here in Western Washington at Boeing and all the companies that make airplane parts, making all those airliners that are in the air.
A lot of relief tonight that the shutdown is over, at least for now, right, Glenn?
Yeah.
All right, Glenn, thank you.